Hi, Nancy Spears with genconnectU. Thank you for joining us. One of our most prominent and hardest working experts, Patty Alper, has a book called Teach to Work. We filmed a course with her, and the course is on mentoring. And it's really one of our most popular courses because mentoring today is ubiquitous across industries, across education sectors. It's essential now to really the path to success. And so today we're in a conversation with a gentleman that has a lot of experience in the development of workforce, John Halpin, who's the Dean of the City College of San Francisco. John, we're delighted to have you today in conversation with Patty to explore the art of mentorship. John, you've been in the workforce development field for over 30 years. Give a little bit of background on what you're so passionate about when it comes to workforce development.
Well, really wanting to help our residents get connected to the workforce. And we know that some residents don't have the networks or the opportunities that others do. And so really trying to connect them to resources, whether it's training or internships or now more mentoring from the industry so that they can help get that experience that they need to get into the workforce. A lot of employers are having difficulty filling jobs, finding talent, and that's true across the country, and I think it's true in San Francisco. And even when there's low unemployment, many people are stuck and want to get into the workforce. And so for companies trying to find other ways to connect to their future workforce by partnering with a community college like City College on internship programs and providing that type of mentoring that Patty has developed.
For those that don't know Patty, she's president of Alper Portfolio Group, but she has done tremendous work over the last 2 decades at least in the field of mentorship. She even worked on a White House initiative to build mentorship in STEM, in the area of STEM. So what is it about you that is so passionate about helping people learn to be good mentors?
Being a mentor, that's where it started. I sit on the board of something called the Network for Teaching Entrepreneurship, NIFTY, and I started mentoring. I started a mentoring program for them. Entrepreneurship happened to be my area of expertise. So I saw students who had to write and defend a business plan. I saw them in September, scared to death, not knowing any kind of business language, not knowing cost of goods, market strategy. And all of a sudden, through the course of mentoring and the program and education, by the end of the year, by June, they stood up and presented plans, talked eye to eye with professionals with no fear, and could speak the language. It's just been an incredible journey. And the last thing I'm going to say is there is an enormous world of resources that could be tapped into, from retirees to employees. There's just an enormous world of people that could be sharing their knowledge.
John, what are some of the biggest issues you've seen since you're an expert in workforce development?
Well, I think in the workforce, technical skills are always changing as new technology is developed, new computer applications are developed. So that is always changing with new inventions and advances. But consistently, employers need to find people who have good project management skills, communication skills, planning, budgeting, working in teams, supervising. So, having a college always stay connected to employers to find out what skills are most in demand, and then training our students in those skills so that they are going to be competitive for workforce is a combination of both the skills that they could develop in a classroom, but then they also need that practical experience working on a project or gaining experience through an internship?
Well, the first thing is I've trademarked a term. It's called project-based mentoring. It comes from core learning sort of precepts called project-based learning. But some of the issues with project-based learning, they're very much steeped in reality. There's a hypothesis that's in real world, and kids have to take on a hypothesis of their choosing because they're passionate about it and build out a project. But oftentimes they don't know reality or practicality, and they might fail if they are too ambitious, as we all are, ambitious at the start, and then we fall down. So the role of the mentor in this project-based mentoring is it's a wonderful catalyzation of bringing together an adult, and even an adult who's not necessarily social and emotionally expert. It can be a tech person. It can be a scientist. When you put a project at the middle, all of a sudden, there's a defined role. There is visit for X many times, marry it with virtual visiting. There's a goal, there's a deadline, there's a timeline. It's not an ambiguous ask. It's project oriented. And project orientation is skill orientation.
John, I know you're in the incubation stage of the program right now at CCSF, but what is your vision? What got you so excited about it when you met Patty, and why have you decided to jump in with both feet and execute this program?
Patty wanted to expand project-based mentoring to other schools and communities, and I said I was interested because what I hear from employers that they want their new hires to have is that experience working on a project or leading one. And some of our students can get some of that experience in an internship, but what excited me about project-based mentoring is that it provides an alternative for students who maybe don't have the time to do an internship. Not everyone has time for that. And also not every employer has time to host an intern. So working on a project is less of a time commitment than an internship, but still that value of something that students can do in their class or as a homework assignment. It connects them to a mentor. It helps them grow their network that we also feel we need our students to have more connections in the workforce.
Are there any specific industries that you are targeting initially, John, for the program?
Sure. Initially focused on graphic design and computer programming. And then we're expanding it in the spring to biotechnology and computer tech support, and also in entrepreneurship. For
the program, do you envision, John, that it could get to the point where it has enough legs that it would become in demand, and maybe students would be wanting to do some of these projects to include them in their resumes or CVs?
That's definitely the goal. That's definitely the goal. We really see this as a way for our students to build their resume and have things, accomplishments, because sometimes students don't yet have the work experience if they're coming right out of high school into college. But if they could show employers that they've worked on projects, if they can develop a portfolio, for example, with our graphic design students, they've done projects on campus for the various departments in the school to create a flyer or a web page. But now, we want to expand that. So then they go on to work for a firm or become a freelance graphic designer and work for themselves. So that's the goal, is to kind of give them those types of projects that they could then showcase to the world.
Patty, can you give us the top 3 tips? I know you've got about 50, but the top 3 tips on how to be a mentor.
I would say the first thing is to put your ego aside. Too many times I brought CEOs in. Something happens to us as we get older that we tout ourselves and all we've done and how important we are. And I totally believe that does not connect to kids. Kids want to hear how you failed, how you improved, what was your strategy, how did you know you could do that? They ask really, what would you do if you failed? They ask really simple, clear, good questions. And if you walked in and say, I'm the head of this company and we built it to 25 million in 2 years, and it doesn't connect. The other thing that I would say is you have to be patient and be a listener. You have to put yourselves in their shoes. It's this is not new news, but it's good to be reminded of it. And what I said before is, in my model of project-based mentoring, the student is the leader. The student is the creator, the innovator, the idea generator, and the mentor is like a guardrail. I'm just going to say this one thing. If you sort of think about what comes first to a learner, is confidence or success. What comes first? In my experience of mentoring, and this is now 22 years, I believe our job as a mentor is to help that student come to their first success, is to help them get to a goal and an end line, and that they own it. And once you've done something and accomplished something, then you own confidence that you earned. Nobody can give you that. So I feel like the best mentors are going to help the student, any student of any age, own their own success. That's our job.
100%. Well, I admire both of you so much. I mean, confidence is, the tagline for genconnectU is delivering certified confidence. And that is, I do think at the end of the day, it has to start there. And the second thing I'd add is just pure intention. And so I want to thank both of you so much because you come from the right space. The intention is pure. You just want to help people through this program, both at the City College of San Francisco, and then Patty through all of your work that you do. And so I would encourage, we will put in the, when we post this, we will put links to both of you. But I encourage everyone to just follow your work, read Patty's book, look and see, go onto the website for the City College of San Francisco. I think it's incredibly diverse and an amazing school. And the two of you together, no doubt in my mind, this will be an incredibly successful program and probably a model for many, many more colleges around America and the world to follow. So thanks so much for your time. And I hope to do this again with you at some point.
Thank you so much, Nancy. It's great fun. You too, John.
Okay. Thanks, John. Thanks, Patty.